Hello class 7. Let's continue the chapter Directive Principles of State Policy. In last video we studied what are directive principles. Actually, directive principles, they are the guidelines or the direction to the government for the welfare of the citizen. But how can we a state or a country called a welfare state? For that, government has to do lots of things for the improvement of the people. Classification of directive principles. The main principles of directive principles can be classified into the following categories. First category is economic principles or socialist principle. First, state should ensure adequate means of livelihood for all its citizens. It means every citizen should have livelihood so that after earning money he could fulfill his needs or the needs of the family he could fulfill after earning, and that is possible only if he will have a good livelihood, a good job. Second one, there should be fair distribution of wealth. Now third one, equal pay for equal work for both men and women. If both men and women are doing work in a same place and same work they are doing, it means they should be given equal money, they should be paid equally. Fourth one, childhood and youth should be protected against exploitation. Men, women and children should not be forced by economic necessity to enter jobs and vocation unsuitable for their age and strength. According to their age only they should get job. Fifth one, the state shall ensure to the people right to work, right to education and right to public assistance. Unemployment, old age and disablement, all these are the responsibility, should be the responsibilities of state or a government to provide job, to right to work means each and every person should be given work. Right to education, should be given education. Third one, right to public assistance, like in case of unemployment, if citizens are not getting work or job, they should be given support by the government in case of old age and disablements. Now B is Gandhian principles. Gandhian principle, social justice shall be given to all the people, particularly to the weaker section. Before independence, the condition of women, scheduled caste and scheduled tribe was very very miserable. That's why in Gandhian principle, Gandhiji wanted to improve the condition of these people. Rather providing them liquor and harmful drug, state should provide a nutrition and should improve the level of nutrition and the standard of living of the people. Third one, state shall organize the village panchayat. These panchayats shall have such power and authority which enable them to work as self-government. Next, fourth one, state shall promote cottage industries. like home spinning, basket making. All these industries should be improved so that villagers or village artisan or local artisan can improve their livelihood. Now, fifth, state shall provide free and compulsory education to all the children up to the age of 14. Principles of the protection of uh, environment and monuments. State shall endeavor to protect and improve the environment and to safeguard the forest and wildlife of the country, to protect the wildlife of the country and the forest, also the environment. Second, state shall endeavor to protect the monuments and the historical places. To protect monuments and the historical places of the country, this is the responsibility of the state or a country to protect them. Principles relating to justice and administration. The state shall endeavor that the legal system promotes justice on the basis of the equal opportunity and provide free legal aid. It means if a person who is not having money or who is not capable to hire a lawyer, government will provide a lawyer. Okay, that's why so that justice is not denied to any citizen for reason of economic disabilities. Second one, the state shall endeavor to secure uniform civil codes for all citizens throughout India. Uniform, same civil codes for all citizens throughout India. Next one, the state shall take a step to separate judiciary from executive. Executive means administrative. Now next, principle relating to international peace and security. The state shall try to follow the international principles, promotion of international peace and amity, maintain honorable relations with neighbors or with other nations, to encourage respect for international law and treaty obligations, to settle international disputes by arbitration. Now the importance of directive principles. Why directive principles are important? Directive principles are a pledge of the fathers of the constitution to the people of India. It is directive principles. They are a pledge, oath. And number two, they provide a guideline to the government. Directive principles provide guideline to the government in its policies and laws. They provide an outline of the program to establish a welfare state. Fourth one, they provide a yardstick to measure the performance of the government. Directive principles provide a yardstick. Yes, this government is doing according to the policies made by our constitution makers. These are the exercises, students, which you have to do in book. Exercise C, D and E. Let's take out the exercises and let's cross check the answers. And match the columns. Your sequence will be 4 1 5 3 2. 4 1 5 3 2. While doing this answer, Muhammad Gawan, he was actually a minister. But here it is given was a powerful ruler, or you can write here was a powerful Bahmani minister who Muhammad governed. Here in fill in the blanks, first Portugal and the English. Here second one, the last ruler of the Vijayanagar kingdom was Sadashiva. Many students have written Ram Raya. I don't know from where they have written Ram Raya, but that answer is wrong. Correct answer is Sadashiva. He was the last ruler of Vijayanagar kingdom. The Vijayanagar ruler built Vithala temple. Here you can write Vithala temple, Hampi temple. That will be correct. Hampi temple, if you have written, that is also correct. After the death of Gavan, the Bahmani kingdom was divided into 5 independent states. Gol Gumbaz is the mausoleum of Muhammad Adil Shah. Now MCQs. A, first A, second A, third A, fourth C. Here choose the this one correct. You have to correct the sentences also. Bahmani and the Vijayanagar kingdom fought against each other. Okay, fought against, they used to fight against each other. And number 2, Vijayanagar kingdom was defeated. Yes, it is true. Third one, the Bahmani kingdom was intolerant toward other religion, or you can do like this: the Vijayanagar kingdom was tolerant towards other religion. Vijayanagar kingdom used to respect all the religions. Fourth one, Krishna Dev Rai was a scholar, a poet and musician. True. Fifth one, the Bahmani kingdom was founded by Hasan Gangu. Bahmani kingdom was founded by Hasan Gangu, not by Muhammad Gavan. It is wrong. Gavan is wrong. Hasan is right. Now monuments. First one is Vithala temple. Second, Gol Gumbaz. Feature. First feature of Vithala temple. Temple is dedicated to Lord Vishnu, and the Gol Gumbaz, mausoleum of Muhammad Adil Shah. Under which kingdom was each monument built? Vijayanagar kingdom A, and B, Bahmani kingdom. Here in map you have to do this first one. Here first one, this was upper part is Bahmani kingdom, and the lower part is, the downward part is Vijayanagar kingdom. Okay, that's all for the day. Thank you.